Comprehensive education for the next generation cannot be achieved through the efforts of one person, group, or organization. While Guyana's children continue to improve through the holistic approach to learning implemented by the Ministry of Education, children across this great nation have become regular beneficiaries of education initiatives birthed through the efforts of our very own First Lady. This week on Government in Action, we explore the efforts Mrs. Sandra Granger has made to ensure Guyana's children are properly armed with knowledge.
Started off just after my husband was elected. I was thinking, what can I do? And I had a meeting with some of the leaders in Buxton, Friendship area. And I said, you tell me what is the most important thing. And they said education. And they expressed concern about the children who are dropping out of school as a major problem in the villages. And so I said, well, okay, let us sit down. And that is how we came up with the Youth Development Initiative.
The remedial education program, which follows the primary school curriculum, is complemented by a meal plan, which helps to aid the children's focus during lessons.
Another thing the teachers raised was that a lot of the kids were hungry. And so I said, okay, and this absorbs a large part of my budget. Let us give these kids something nutritious to eat, a snack, meal, whatever, before they start classes. So that is what we started in Lusignan. Last year in Buxton, the headmistress reported that literacy had gone up in Friendship Primary School from 57 to 83%. We looked at the kids who were passing for high school. Lusignan had more kids passing for high school this year. And we're trying to not only do it, but see how it's working, the teachers. And I have to thank the coordinators and the teachers, because the stipend we give them is very little compared to what I imagine they can work for if they did lessons at home. But they sit down and work with kids from grade 2 to grade 6. And we encourage the children by giving the 2 best students and the most improved in each grade book voucher, so their parents can get some easement when they're getting their school supplies and books for the children.
Coordinator of the Youth Development Initiative at Lusignan Primary School, Mrs. Nicola Holloway, said that the program has improved reading skills at earlier grade levels.
We are seeing improvement, especially in the lower level where lots of phonics is being done. That's great in its sense, you know. Sometimes we overlook the little things. Sometimes we look for the great improvement, but everything takes time. But over time, you know, we can say, well, yes, this child would have been able to move from point A to point B, and that's something to rejoice about. At least improvement would have taken place. Must extend gratitude to Madam First Lady Sandra Granger for placing emphasis, or so much emphasis, on education, and in a particular way adopting Lusignan Primary School to have this program.
In this day and age, the integration of technology can help shape a child's academic and professional future. Mrs. Granger's vision for a technologically literate population complements that of her husband, President David Granger, who believes tech in the classroom helps provide the skills and knowledge students need to become active contributors in the economy of the future.
This ties in, I guess, with my husband's concept about education, because education has to be relevant. And the children of today will require education in ICT. This is what everybody calls the fourth industrial revolution. You have to know ICT. I think we have to get very enthused about this because this is where the jobs will be. And as I told women, I said it is estimated 90% of the work women do will become obsolete because they'll either have it online or some gadget will be doing it, right? Robots will be taking over. I mean, already you have drones in agriculture, you have artificial intelligence in medicine, in manufacture, in everything. So if we're not forward thinking, especially when you think of where Guyana is now and where we want it to be, I think we owe it to our young people to train them so that they know they can be very comfortable in the world of ICT. And this is something I want to encourage.
Ensuring that the participants benefit from a rounded education, the ICT workshops also feature courses in literacy, numeracy, soft skills, and sexual and reproductive health. The latter, Mrs. Granger said, ensures participants are made aware of the proper personal and sexual health practices that can inform better decision-making in their personal lives.
Because young people are growing up with a mistaken belief, and some teachers as well, that you're teaching the children about sex. But it's not that. It's teaching them about how their bodies perform, what's happening to them, so they understand the process of growth, psychologically and physically, and they understand that people are different. So once you understand that, one hopes there will be greater respect and tolerance for other people. I have to be honest again and say this is not only in Guyana, but also in parts of the Caribbean, where people don't want to acknowledge that, you know, maybe if you teach your children they learn about sexual and reproductive health, they understand and can avoid sexually transmitted diseases. They can delay initiating sexual intercourse until they're older, which has happened and has been proved by the data in places like the Netherlands, that kids are waiting 2 extra years.
Although the participants tend to be shy and reserved at the workshop openings, at the graduation ceremonies, most report that they are now confident they will be assets in the world of work.
It was a wonderful program. I thoroughly enjoyed it. At times a bit challenging, I would say, but nevertheless, we had very good trainers who really helped us to, iron out things, and they really were able to help us to understand the subjects better. In this day and age we're living in, the world is all about technology and the importance of being relevant in the society. That's very, very important. So the fact that we were able to be given a free course where we were able to learn how to be relevant to today's society in the world of work, given a better opportunity to function in the world of work. So I definitely would tell anyone, if ever you get a chance to do this program, go right ahead. It's a wonderful opportunity.
Recognizing that STEM will play a major role in the economy of the future, Mrs. Granger, in collaboration with Ms. Karen Abrams of Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics, STEM Guyana, have hosted workshops throughout the country that introduce young people to robotics and coding. The robotics camps have focused largely on students living along Guyana's coastal areas, but just a few weeks ago, Mrs. Granger took her ICT and robotics workshops to Fairview Village, Upper Takatu, Upper Essequibo, Region 9.
Well, I'm very happy because they said that we are the first village for 2019 to be having this workshop here. And it's really good because this would give, our school children much open experience, right? And like she said, that they'll be having a national, or where they'll be having competition with this robotic program that they're keeping, and it is very good because a lot of time Fairview is always being left out, I would say, out of these things. We've never had these kind of children, this kind of thing happening in the village, and it's really good. This would give the students a chance to go out, into different areas, and at least they will be more exposed. And since we were the first village for this year, I'm really happy, and I just hope that this would continue.
So I see this workshop as a real plus because, in fact, we have one of them. A drone was donated with a call a wing that wasn't working, and he tried with it. So he's flying it now. I hope they'll be able to show the guys who came to help us. But they're very good at electronics. They try to fix their own stuff when it gets broken. So when we heard this STEM workshop was coming, we were very excited because we were thinking of the ways in which we could push what they already know and add it to their experience so that they'll gain a richer experience. I'm happy that the First Lady, Miss Sandra Granger, decided to pick here. I'm happy that we have Miss Ashley here with us too. She was one of the representatives. So I'm seeing this as a plus. And I think that probably in the near future, sometime one or two of these children get the chance to even go forward in it. But they're good. Put this as a push to jumpstart this whole thing of STEM. It's part of a teaching experience, and they know each letter mean. We don't get radio, we don't get TV. But we try to have a newspaper we gather and share it with them. Look, this is Guyana. Guyana team was outside, and we got tent, and those things excite them. Yeah. So we're looking forward to going as far as we can in STEM.
Mrs. Granger also spearheads education initiatives for adult learners. The Early Childhood Development and Care for the Elderly workshops provide both first aid training and CPR certification and is accredited by the Ministry of Social Protection's Board of Industrial Training. The Self-Reliance and Success in Business workshop, targeting small business women and some men, teaches basic entrepreneurial skills and is recognized by the Small Business Bureau. Our First Lady certainly does her part to ensure Guyanese keep a pace with global education. Until next time, this has been Government in Action. I'm Grace Williams. Have a good week.